Hello everyone, my name is Sando, and welcome back to another episode on the Nerd Herd Den. This is episode 5, and in the last episode, we worked on our terraforming project yet again, and we were able to complete 4 custom biomes in one episode, and that is absolutely insane. 4 biomes in one episode, that's a ton of progress. And I really hope you guys liked that video because it was an absolute grind. And I've been promising in that video and the one before that this is going to be the last video that we do on this shop. We're going to finish it in this episode, and we are going to do that. But that's not actually what we're going to start off doing in this episode. And that is because it has come to my attention via a few other members on the realm that there is something seriously wrong with our Ender, which is of course what we sell passes to here. It is the primary source of large amounts of XP. Really the only source of large amounts of XP on the realm. I mean, we've got a couple mob grinders, but y'all know that those things are pretty slow, especially compared to one of these beasts. The only other thing that really compares to these is like a guardian farm or something like that. But if we have problems with this, basically pretty soon the entire server is going to be pretty low on durability. My tools are pretty decent because I used it relatively recently. My elytra are kind of low because I've been flying all over the place. Anyway, this is what we need to work on first because it is more urgent than this shop opening. And to work on the Ender, we obviously have to go ahead and get in the end. But actually, before we can go ahead and jump right into building this project, we obviously need to have the resources to complete said project. And most of these things that I'm going to be putting in this build are pretty simple, like glass and endstone and some quartz, most of which we have already. But there are a few things that we don't. 1 being string, and 2 being wool. And if you don't know why we need those things, you'll see in a couple minutes. But obviously, I've got some sheep right here. This is actually on my large island right next to my starter base island over there. Which I'm really looking forward to getting to work on in the next episode. Yep, that's a spoiler or something, I don't know. But we need some wool, so these sheep are going to come in handy. The string might be a little more confusing because I somehow, after being on this world for over 20,000 minutes, do not have a mob farm. And I guess it's because the primary thing that I need from a mob farm is fireworks, and somebody's selling those now, so it wasn't really that big of a hurry. But we need some string for this project. I'm not really sure where we're going to get it. We might have to talk to some other members on the realm, get it from them if they have any. But I'm going to go ahead and collect some wool, and see you guys after that. Alright guys, so we got a little bit over a stack and a half of white wool. I already had some of this, and actually I already had some of this as well from this area that I'd collected a few days ago. We've got some end bricks, or endstone bricks, whatever you want to call them. What we need to get now, other than the string, is we need to get some glass, and we need to get some quartz. We need smooth quartz for this build. I know that Butter Warrior has a shop at spawn for it. I don't know if it's stocked. We'll definitely go check that. If it's not, we're obviously going to have to go grind in the nether a little bit. But let's go ahead and get our glass and our quartz, and then finally try to figure out a way that we can get a relatively large amount of string. Please be stocked. Let's see. Boom. Yay! He's got smooth quartz as well, so we don't even have to smelt. Oh, he's only got 1 stack of. How much is this? 32 blocks for 1 diamond. We'll definitely take that one. And let's go ahead and take another one. Go ahead and pay for this, and that'll probably get us all the way through. I mean, I can always come back. I'm also slowly realizing that I'm collecting these resources in like the least logical order because I've already been over here for glass, but I still have to go right back just to smelt up this this quartz. So yeah, probably one of the main contributing factors to the reasons these things take so long. Alright guys, so we are currently flying to Butter Warrior's, or trying to fly to Butter Warrior's mob farm. He built a mob farm to be able to stock his fireworks shop. But I'm pretty sure that, here it is, this is actually the first time I've ever seen this. I'm pretty sure this is a spider and creeper farm. I know he made it into a creeper farm, but I'm pretty sure it spawns spiders as well. Let's hope so. There we go, guys. That is definitely going to be enough string. Now, he's not selling this. Jeez, this is loud. He's not, yes, you can hear the spiders right there. He's not selling this in a shop, so I'm gonna go ahead and take as much as I think, because this 7 right here was the only that I could find that I had. I'm gonna go ahead and take, I think 4 stacks should be enough, and I'll pay him in this chest right here pretty generously, maybe even leave him a note. Maybe even ask him that he should open up a shop for this, because this is definitely something that it would be very nice to have a shop for over in the shopping district. There we are, gave him a note, and gave him a couple diamonds. As I'm coming over here to Butter Warrior's portal to get to the end, just want to point out this absolutely massive terraforming that he's doing right here, which is first of all a potential job for us. Second of all, just some enormous progress that he actually did in his very first video. I'll leave the link to that video in the description if you guys want to check it out. Definitely go over there and support him. I can see some excellent content coming from him in the future. Been playing with him for a really long time. A really cool dude, and I definitely think, where am I going? Definitely think that he's going to be making some really good content, so go over there and check that guy out. And currently loading in over here as we're absolutely zooming in here is the Ender. Yeah. Yep, I can tell that there is a bit of a problem, because there are a lot of entities that should be right here that are not. Yeah, I bet... yeah, we had an endermite up in here. I don't know if you guys know, but that's how enders work. There's an endermite that sits in there, and he attracts the endermen because they aggro on him, and they fall into this hole, and then you can kill him. But, yeah, he's apparently gone, so we're going to have to replace him, but we're also going to be redoing this area right here with the enchant table, because this area has been extremely cramped for a very long time, and people pay 2 stacks of diamonds to get into this place, so I definitely want it to feel pretty nice, not necessarily cramped. That's not really the feel I'm looking for. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this thing. I will see you guys in a minute. And here we are. This area is almost complete. I think it's looking a million times better than what it did before. It was just so cramped, honestly, because the entire room was about from here to like here, and you know, 2 blocks less wide on the sides. It didn't have these platforms. I really like these platforms. It just gives you a lot more room to walk around and place shulker boxes, which is something that I know I do whenever I'm enchanting. Also got some storage over here. I'll probably put the players' heads in front of these chests or something like that to indicate personal storage. And then I also put this sign right here because I think this is how the endermite got killed last time. I think somebody accidentally flipped these trapdoors right here, and I think that let an enderman close enough for long enough to kill that endermite, which I still have to replace, by the way. That's actually something I'm saving for last. If you look at my inventory, the only other things I have out, I have the minecart for the endermite, and I also have a bunch of string and this carpet, which is brings me to my my last point. I never actually told you guys why I needed the string and the carpet. I mean, you should be thinking like, Sando, why do you need that? I mean, mobs can't spawn on glass, right? Well, that's correct. Mobs can't spawn on glass, but endermen are actually able to teleport to nearly every single block in the game, half slab, transparent block, no matter what. So one of the only ways that you can really prevent that is to either double carpet like I have right here, or to put string down like this, and then put carpet on top of that, which is what we're going to be doing because I don't have that much carpet. But yeah, that's the reason that I have to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and put this string and carpet down, and then finally get this endermite replaced, which goes in a minecart right here. And then this project will be done. Something I can mark off the list that's been on there for quite a while. Honestly, really excited to have it finished. And we got one. That was less. Look at all the ender pearls that I got. I had all of these in my inventory ready to get one, and we got one that fast. Alright. Let's go ahead and name him. Boom. Bobbert. Alright, let's get you in a minecart, guy. And he's in. He just went in. Yes! Bobbert is in. That was about 500 times easier than it was last time, guys. I know that I talked a big talk about how hard it was for me last time, and that made it look so easy. But no, last time, well, maybe it was because I had a lot of Endermen up here while I was doing it, because I hadn't spawn-proofed any of it. Alright, guys, here it is, the final test. I just went and removed all of the torches. And there we go. Looks like it's working great. I'm gonna go ahead and turn down hostile mobs because these guys are so loud when they're aggro. Looks like it's working great though. Nice to have a extremely fast source of XP back. I mean, netherite has a lot of durability, and all of those durabilities are experiences that you have to fill them. So it's obviously pretty nice to have a pretty quick source of XP, and now that we've got this project finally done, we have that back once again. So guys, I just got back from the Ender, and this guy right here, Maddox Jet, he's been off the game for a really long time. He's one of those players that was on when we originally started, and look at what he just gave me. He messaged me and said, I want to make a contribution to the Diamond Beacon, and I was like, oh, maybe the guy's going to give me like 5 diamonds. Dude, that's so nice. Look at what he gave us! That's insane. That's insane. There's also an absolute ton of people on right now. There are literally 5 or 6 people in the shopping district right now. But that is absolutely insane. Thank you so much, Maddox Jet. Really miss having you online, dude. You should really just get on more. But if you want to give me these, I am really appreciative. But now that we're back from the Ender, we can go ahead and get started on what the episode was really intended to be, which is the final episode in working on this project right here, which is, of course, our terraforming shop. And I know that I've been saying for quite a while that what we're going to do in this episode is the interior, and that is true, of course, but that is not the only thing that we have to do to make this area complete. If you look around, honestly, the worst part about this entire thing is probably this border right here, and if you let me come out here, there's literally just a random stone wall. So the exterior border needs a lot of work as well, along with, I'm going to put some grass on these stone walls right here that divide the quadrants. I'm also going to put some grass on the pathway leading in, and all of that needs to be done before we can finally get to the interior. And then, you know, we can go ahead and finally get to working on that Zen garden, which I'm really looking forward to that, but I'm also looking forward to making this a little bit prettier on the outside, because that is the first thing that people actually see about this shop, except for maybe the 3 peaks of the mountain. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and build up this wall right here, and then I'm going to start working on the rim of the shop. Alright guys, so here we have it, after that time lapse, the absolutely beautiful pathway surrounding our entire terraforming shop. I'll go ahead and get an aerial view for you guys. This is what we've got so far, and I think it's pretty indisputable. It looks about 4,000 times better than it did before we had all of these blocks added in. It was literally just a half dirt, half grass, well, I guess that's not going to be halves anymore when I add in stone. Third dirt, third grass, third stone. Single block wide path going around this thing. And considering the fact that it's a terraforming shop, that's pretty crappy standards. So I figured that we would go ahead and add in a really good looking path. But the one thing that I want to add to this path before we call it done is some spruce trees. I'm going to add some custom spruce trees into this area. And after that, we will be able to go ahead and work on the last parts of this build, which are going to be this pathway right here, maybe bone milling the tops of these walls, and finally getting to, no, Mr. Creeper, finally getting to the interior of this build, which is going to be the part where people go to place their orders for terraforming, which is definitely going to have to be pretty impressive, just like the rest of this shop. So let's go ahead and get these trees in place so we can get to that interior. Alright guys, so here I was in the middle of both admiring this path and putting in these trees, and I was getting a good close-up look at these trees, and I was like, yeah, I really do think that this is what I wanted. I think this is exactly what I thought it would look like. I really do like the contrast between the spruce leaves and the oak leaves. And then I went to get a distance view. I normally come over here and stand on top of the Enderman head, and I was like, honestly, I don't know if this is what I want. And, you know, it's probably because of the fact that from a distance, leaves in Minecraft are opaque. So if I zoom in, it looks about 1,000 times better. But if I zoom out, which is the way most people are going to see it, because not everybody has Optifine for one, and two, you're at a distance most of the time anyway, I don't really know if that's exactly the look I'm going for. So I don't actually think I'm going to build any more of these trees in this episode. I'm obviously not going to tear these down. I'm going to let you guys tell me what you think in the comments, but I'm also going to leave them up so I can get a feel for them from the rest of the episode. But I want you guys to give me some suggestions. Give me your opinions about what these trees look like, if you think that they should stay, if you think we should try some other type of tree, if you think we shouldn't have trees at all. I mean, obviously the path looks pretty good in my opinion on its own over here. I really do think it looks good. But from a distance, like I said, I don't really know if this is what we're looking for. Maybe we just need a different design, or maybe we just don't need any trees at all. So definitely go ahead and tell me what you think we should do about this situation in the comments down below. But I'm going to go ahead and finish this exterior up so we can finally get to that interior on the inside where the actual shop is going to be. Alright guys, so a bunch of bone meal and leaves later, and this is what we are currently working with right here on the interior of the mountain. Now, this is going to be a cave, you know, it's not a cavern, and the main difference in between this interior shape, which I would describe as a giant organic cone, aka just a messy cone, you know, the difference between that and most caves is most caves have like a dome roof, you know, a pretty shallow roof. They're not super tall. So I'm going to go ahead and add like a stone outline for the dome ceiling as well. But once we get to, you know, talking about specific textures instead of, you know, just shaping the walls and the ceiling, I don't actually think that we're going to go from grass on the outside here to the grass on the Zen garden. I don't want those biomes to act like they're connected because I want the Zen garden to feel like something separate. I want it to feel like it's different grass, you know, like it's a different biome than what we've got going on out here. And the way that I want to do that is I actually want to put a tundra cave, a snowy, like frozen cave, using these textures up here at the top. The clay I really like. Using those textures up at the top, we're going to make a frozen cave for a little bit on the inside here. It'd be kind of like the lobby almost. And there's going to be a spiral walkway going down a few blocks on the y-axis, eventually getting lower and lower to the place where the actual shop's going to be. And it's going to be like in real life, you know, geothermal heating. The lower down in the ground you go, the warmer it gets. So eventually we'll get to that steamy Zen garden that's going to be at the bottom, where the actual shop chest is going to be for people to place orders. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this stone, and then we can get to some actual texturing, which is what I would consider to be the exciting stuff at this point. And here we are, guys. This is what we've got so far. It is actually a few days later in the real world. School recently started up, so I've been pretty busy lately. But like I said, we've got this stone domed roof over the top, capping it off. It's actually hollow above there. There may be something cool we could do with that area. But I've got this stone column down in the middle. We know things in Minecraft don't need actual support, but I think it looks pretty realistic. And then as you come around here, you go down this spiral staircase. And this is something that I have apparently missed for quite a while. This diamond right here, it's a little fun prank from Maddox Jet, the guy who has already given us a ton of diamonds. Speaking of which, we need to do a recap of how many diamonds we currently have, because we're incredibly close to the diamond beacon, and the shop isn't even open yet. I can't really wait to see what happens once we get this thing opened. But down here is another kind of like a larger lobby area than the one upstairs. Just another bit of a waiting room before we can get into the actual Zen garden, which is going to be through this little hallway right here. I'm going to have some double doors here, and they're going to be acting like insulators, keeping all of the geothermal heat inside this room right here, which is where the pretty uniquely textured Zen garden is going to be. I've built it out in Creative World, or something pretty similar to this in Creative World, and I've got some pretty cool ideas for the things I'm going to put in the walls and the grass layer and the plants that go on top. I don't think we're going to do any trees, which is kind of different from what I originally wanted to do, but that's probably just because we don't really have a ton of room in here. And I don't really want any one thing to dominate this area. So we're not going to do any trees, but we are going to have some pretty lush vegetation, and it's going to be pretty unique. I've got some cool ideas, but like I said, the stonework, even though it is one of my favorite parts, because you see the most progress in the least amount of time, it's not really that exciting. So I'm going to go ahead and get working on this lobby up here and the one below, which is going to be icy tundra cave textured. So let's go ahead and get to that. So instead of continuing with the short progress updates that we've been doing for the last 3 episodes on this project, it's been a real grind. I figured let's go ahead and get the best view of this finished shop that we possibly can. Let's go ahead and get that cinematic camera rolling. And there you guys have it. Many hours of work, and 3 episodes into this project, we have finally gotten it done. And this is what the Zen Garden ended up looking like. This is where people are going to place their orders right here. They'll use an anvil to rename an item. This is where they'll place their orders. And I'm absolutely loving it. I think this is probably one of my favorite parts of the entire project. Just walking down that. I really do think it turned out very well. And we have one really important thing to do before we can say that this project is completely done. And that has got something to do with this beautiful thing right over here in the shopping district. That's right. This is what the map looks like of the shopping district right now. Look at this. This is where we are currently. And right here is, you know, just a normal Minecraft generated biome. And that's not really what it looks like anymore on the actual world. So I think that we need to go ahead, pick these up, and maybe update said maps. I think they're going to end up looking a little different, hopefully a little better. And I've been really looking forward to doing this. So let's go ahead and get it done. Pause for dramatic effect, and boom. There it is, guys. Look at that. I definitely think that we have added some significant character to the shopping district, and overall, I'm really happy with how this project has been going. It's been a long one, but, oh, I've got my fog on. But I definitely think that it was worth the undertaking, and I'm really excited to see the profits that it may hopefully bring us. Now, I know you guys may have seen in the Zen Garden walls that we've used up all of our diamond ore, but we still have 2 stacks and 14 diamond blocks, leaving 22 left before we get that diamond beacon. And I'm really excited. I think we'll get there really soon. Not really sure when, but really soon. I can tell. I can feel it. You know what I'm saying? But if you liked this video, leave a like. And if you don't want to miss the next episode, I've got some plans lined up already. I've been waiting to get this done for quite a while, so I'm excited to get to some more projects, a little bit different projects. But if you're excited for that video, especially if you've made it to this point, go ahead and subscribe, man. What are you doing? And even hit the notification bell so that you can see when that next video comes out, because like I said a couple times, school recently started online, and my schedule's a little bit full. So if you want to see that next video whenever it may be, go ahead and hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys next time.